Hey everyone, and welcome to YarnGasm. I'm Kristen, and this is episode 86. It's September 15th on a Sunday, still morning, amazingly. Dennis is out for a bike ride, so I have time to podcast. Apologies for, I hate doing this, apologizing for no episodes these past few weeks, but it's been one of those blocks of time where it's just been something going on every weekend and just a crazy busy week. But I'm back, and I have lots to talk about. But yeah, that said, I hope everyone is having a great end of summer. I can't believe it's over. I guess after Labor Day, things just start winding down summer-wise, and the other stuff starts taking over. But anyway, I hope everyone is enjoying their time off. I have a kitty cat on my lap who is looking up at me this whole time talking. Like, who are you talking to? Who? I don't know. I'm talking to my friends, so trust me on this. I haven't lost it. Okay. She believes me, I think. But anyway, um, where was I? Yes. Knitting. I've been getting lots of knitting done. At least I think. It seems like I've been getting a lot of knitting done. Progress-wise, not so much, but I have been at it. So let's just get into what's on the needles. Okay, so Vivian cardigan. I have been putting a dent in this, like the wind. But for some reason, it seems like she doesn't want to grow. I feel like I'm stuck in the same position I've been in for these last couple of weeks. But I know I've been making progress. So here we are. And this is not without a bunch of ripping back, throwing things across the room. I'm kidding. I haven't thrown anything across the room. But, I mean, yeah. Clearly I've made progress. But, yeah, I have ripped back. I think there was a point where I realized I got a twist wrong, and I tried dropping down the cables and tried fixing the cable, and it didn't work, and my count was off, so I just said screw it, ripped everything back about like 10, 12 rows and knit all the way back. But I'm way beyond that point now, as you can see, and yeah, I'm still at I've decreased all my stitches, and now I'm just smooth sailing through the waist area, and then I'm probably gonna have to increase again. So that's what's, cat has departed. Sorry. I wish she made a cameo, but, she just kind of took off. But yeah, I think it's smooth sailing right now, and then I'm going to have to do my increases again for when my body goes like that. So, again, the yarn is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, and their bulky weight in Wallaby. So, yeah, it's coming along very nicely. I'm still on the third skein. I believe I have 6 more skeins left. I may need to order more. But here's where I am on the third skein. And so, yeah, clearly I'm plowing through it. It's just not growing as quickly as I thought it would. And it's bulky weight, and you think this stuff knits up quicker. But, yeah, no. Cables, Isolde project, it's going to go a little slow. So Rhinebeck. I am going to Rhinebeck. I think we're going to attempt to go on Saturday. Hopefully there'll be a podcaster or vidcaster meetup. I don't know the logistics yet. I have to powwow with my fellow podcasters. We'll definitely be planning something, so stay tuned for that. But this is supposed to be done by Rhinebeck. I don't know if it's going to be done. Here's hoping. Something needs to be done by Rhinebeck. I need a FO for Rhinebeck, because if not, I'm just going to be very disappointed in myself. Lately, I've just been on this knitter ADD startitis kick, as one does, and I just can't seem to finish anything. I can't. Like my vintage Sirdar, it's lace, and it's not a full-on sweater. It's just like a plain, simple, casual top. But I haven't made any progress on that, although it seems like I've been knitting away on it. Sorry for the rustling. But yeah, I'm midway. Of course I'm midway into the back portion. So this is just half of it, because right now I'm just kind of midway in one row. And the yarn here is Debbie Bliss Rialto in a gray. It's a really pretty gunmetal gray, and my cat is rustling through my bag. She is being a regular 6-year-old today. Still a work in progress. I don't know when I'm gonna finish this. I know, it's bad. Off to the side for the moment, because I have other things that I want to discuss with you that I'm working on. So yeah, but anyway, side burner for now. Not indefinitely, just a little tiny hiatus. I promise. Little tiny hiatus. So that's that. And then me and Dennis took our last trip to the Cape last weekend. It was a one weekend type thing, not a long weekend. We left Friday night, drove up, had one full day in Cape Cod on Saturday, and drove back Sunday night. And off to work the next morning. A little stressed out. But anyway, I brought along my Vivian, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to work on it, but I brought it anyway just in case. And I just kind of wanted to stash bust through some of the stuff in my yarn fortress. So I brought along some yarn that I've been coveting, a colorway that I fell in love with. It's from Knit Picks. It's from their Chroma colorway. And I just wanted some easy, quick, again, sorry for the rustling. Where did I do with it? Here it is. Okay. I wanted some quick, easy peasy ankle socks that I could whip up in a weekend. Did I whip them up in a weekend? No, I didn't. But I finished one sock, and I'm almost done with the second sock. But this should be my finished object section, but, here we go. This is their Knit Picks Chroma fingering in their mixtape colorway. It was a discontinued colorway, so I bought it on sale. They no longer make it, unfortunately, because I'm in love with this color. I don't know, I love the name, mixtape, because, hello, back in the 90s, I used to make mixtapes. I was a child in the 90s. Now, mixtapes are no more. It's very sad. Now people make mix CDs, mix cloud mixes. I don't know what they make anymore. I'm 30. Hello. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, simple plain ankle sock. We got in the car at about, I don't know, maybe 7 o'clock at night. I knit because it's all stockinette, vanilla sock. I just knit all the way down to the ankle, and I started the heel, and that was approximately 4 hours of knitting in the car. The rest of the time we were at the Cape, I turned the heel, I knit up to here, and then on our way home, I finished the sock, and then I started on the way home the second sock, and amazingly, I was able to knit all the way down to the heel turn and gussets. So now, wow, yeah, it was about a 4-hour to 5-hour ride home, so no traffic, thankfully, and but yeah, I was able to knit that far. So now it's all about knitting the foot, and I will have a new pair of socks. So I don't know. I was just in the mind frame not to knit. I wanted something new, something simple. I know I have a whole bunch of abandoned vanilla socks that I need to complete that need a mate. Finished vanilla socks that need a mate, but I just wasn't feeling it at the time, so unfortunately. But anyway, something simple to work on in the future. What else do I have on the needles, pray tell? Well, I decided to entertain my pipe dream of knitting a full-on granny square afghan. I don't know, I don't know if you remember, if you were with me during the time when I fell down the quilting rabbit hole, because I was browsing Pinterest like I do, and I fell in love with this quilt, and I got the idea in my head that, hey, I can take up quilting. That should be, easy enough. So I invested in a sewing machine, which I still love and I still use, but long story short, quilting didn't really work out. I gave up on it, but I still would love to learn how to sew, so I love my sewing machine. But anyway, a couple months later, I got it in my head again. I really want a granny square afghan, and I fell in love with this one photo that I found on Pinterest. The colors were black, gray, off-white, cream color, pink, and yellow. So 5 colors, and I'm still in love with this quilt, but then I thought, what if I were just to crochet a granny square cardigan? Wow. A granny square Afghan. So, yes, and we're talking full-on granny square traditional Afghan, the one we all know and love that's made of acrylic yarn. I don't know why. Like I'm a yarn snob when it comes to acrylic yarn, but for this, I wanted to be authentic. So I went to my LYS and picked up a bunch of red heart. I know. I can't believe I did it either. But I did, and I've crocheted 4 granny square cardigans. I've been on and off about it, but these are very simple, very instant gratification, if you will. I can probably whip up 2 granny squares in a night if I want to. But I'll show you 2. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. So here's one, and I found this. Again, I found this pattern on Pinterest, and I'll post a link to it in the show notes, which I'm getting better at, guys. I'm gonna post all the notes this time, promise. But yeah, I'm just basically alternating pink and yellow in the middle, and then like a ring of bubble puff stitches, crochet stitches, if you will. I think that's what they're called. I'm not a crochet guru, guys. I don't crochet much except when it comes to these little side projects, and so I'm just gonna go with puff stitches. Yeah, so easy enough. I think the main task is going to be weaving in all these little fiddly ends in the back and seaming them all together. So mattress stitch, I guess. I don't know. I have to look up a tutorial on that. But anyway, long work in progress. I'm just going to work on it whenever I feel the need to crochet, which is, on and off. I get like these little bursts of, oh, I just feel like crocheting, hooking something, There you go. So yeah, that's pretty much what's on my needles. I'm working off of no show notes, guys, so yeah, I didn't have time to whip some up. But anyway, I hope everything that I'm saying is making sense, and if you have any questions, please just ping me if you have a question. Let me see. Contact info will be on the credits after the show. Yay! Guys, I need some soda. It's like 11:45, and I have not had my caffeine. This is good. I'm not a coffee drinker, by the way. Like, I've tried getting into coffee, and I can't. I know, it's really unfortunate, and I wish I was a coffee drinker. I just cannot. I don't know. I just don't like the taste of it, if you will. And Dennis he loves his coffee and tries getting me to drink it, and I just can't. I can't. I love Diet Coke. There's something in here that's super addictive. I don't know. Any hooser. Yeah, no spinning to speak of. It's been a while since I've spun, and I feel really guilty about it. Because I have a wheel with like half a braid, spun onto this, and I'm forgetting the terminology. Wow, I need to spin again. It's been so long. But it's like I just have so many projects on my needles that I just want to plow through some projects before I start spinning again. But anyway, yeah, that is basically what's on my needles. And my parade socks I cannot find. So they are somewhere. I took them on vacation as well. I just did not put a dent in them. I put a dent in them before we went on vacation, but yeah, right now I cannot find them. They're in my project bag. They're somewhere. And now I'm rambling. So let's go on to the next segment. In other news. In other news, the weekend before last weekend, which another reason I didn't get to podcast, Dennis and I went up to Poughkeepsie. Some friends of ours were having a post-wedding party because they eloped. They had a small wedding, and then they had a party for their friends up in Poughkeepsie, and we attended. And yeah, so we spent the night at Dennis's parents' place up in Poughkeepsie, and we helped him out with a little house cleaning. And his mother, who doesn't knit so much anymore, she gave me a few choice items from her craft room, and she said I could have her knitting machine. Now I'm a little on the I was a little on the fence about it, but you know, it's like, hey, I'm not going to knock it till I try it. It's something new. Of course, I'm a total advocate of hand knitting. I don't believe in shortcuts when it comes to knitting. I am a snob like that. I don't know, but I said, you know what? I'll give it a try. Maybe it will help me bang out a few holiday gifts, you know? Whatever. So, you know, she had no need for it. So I'm like, all right, you know, before you throw it out, I'll give it a try. So if you're not familiar with sweater knitting machines, this is the one that I have. It's non-electrical. It doesn't plug into a wall. It doesn't run on batteries. It's all just manual, analog, if you will. So yeah, it's manual labor. You're just going back and forth, back and forth. And the track that this goes on, it looks like a piano. So it's like a long thing with like needles that stick out, or hooks, I should say. It's a little fiddly, and I looked up a whole bunch of tutorials online, so I got the gist of it. But after playing around, I played around with it for a long time. I got it, but it's still fiddly for me. I think I need a little bit more practice with it. But at the same time, even when I got it, like the motion, I wasn't enjoying it. I didn't like it, you know. And even the ribbing aspect of it, if you want to add ribs to whatever you're knitting on this thing, you have to drop down all the stitches, take a hook, and hook it all the way back up. And that's for, you know, I just was not liking it. But I don't know. I mean, I may give it another go, you know, if I want to just knit a quick you know, like blanket. If, you know, I feel like, okay, I have time to whip out or crank out a blanket for the holiday or something, holidays, whatever, what have you. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't have a definite opinion of this. All I know is from my experience playing with it, I wasn't liking it. I'm still a huge advocate of hand knitting. So we'll see where this goes. If I get motivated to give it another try. I don't know. But yeah, here's trying new things, right? And other news, more other news, you guys are definitely in for a treat because she also, my mother-in-law, who's amazing, when she used to be into knitting and spinning, right now she's into weaving, but anyway, she said I could have, she used to hand card and clean her own wool. Yeah. So she said she had this huge bag of roving that was already carded and cleaned and everything, rolled into balls, and she said, you can have them. And as if I did not have enough time on my hands, this is one ball. I have 3 balls of these things. This is the lightest. There's a darker brown, and then there's a dark brown. Which, yeah. I've got a lot of work to do. I don't know if I can actually spin all this. I'm gonna give it a try. And I don't even know, I have to ask her. I don't even know what kind of wool this is. I can fit like 2 or 3 of my heads in here, but you know. So that's one. I'm not gonna, do I want to pull all the, okay. This is the darker one. So, and there's another ball, but you get the idea. I've got a lot of work to do, basically. But yes, it's a lovely, lovely chocolate brown. And maybe I'll do a spackle or something. Next time the Knitmore girls have another spackle, I will gladly spin this up for it. But yeah, needless to say, it's taking up a lot of storage in our closet. I'm not a fan of that, but, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so that's that. In other news, yeah, there's a lot of news going on. What was I gonna say? I have been at, Lisa of Roman Hills has asked me to participate in a project. I can't talk about it too much because it's still in the early stages, but I am going to be part of a collaborative project with her, which I'm very excited about, along with a few other people. But anyway, it's going to be exciting, and all I'm going to say is I'm getting back into the design aspect of things, so it's going to be a lot of fun. a lot of hard work, but I am very excited about it, and I'm probably going to learn a lot from this experience and meet many new fibery folk, and I'm very, very, very psyched about it. So that said, I think that's all that's on the docket today. So stay tuned for more on that. But anyway, and that's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next time. And thank you to everybody who's reached out to me, letting me know how much you enjoy the show. Love hearing from you, as always. And I hope everyone is enjoying the rest of their summer. And hopefully I will see many of you at Rhinebeck. Again, I am aiming for Saturday. Stay tuned for information about, a podcaster, vidcaster meetup. I'm sure there's going to be one. We had one last year. So yeah, that said, I hope everyone has a wonderful knitty week, and I will see you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.